Hi, in this module we're going to be talking about the basics of traffic generation and what you need to understand. The information here is very important, and in the rest of the course and the future modules, future videos, I will be making references to the concepts that I'm going to be covering in this video here. So I do encourage you to pay attention, even if the information perhaps seems a little bit basic. This could be at least a good refresher. You might see something new or some new ways of looking at things. So why Google search traffic, and why do I think this is the best way for a website to get traffic? Well, it's very simple. I've been using free Google search traffic successfully myself for many years now, for close to a decade, close to 10 years. And I've managed to generate free targeted Google search traffic in a variety of niches. So I've got practical experience of being able to drive traffic in a large number of different niches. And in my opinion, it's just the best type of traffic because it is free, it is very targeted. People are actually actively searching for the information on your website. And if you manage to come up in the search engine results for a search query, and your content helps solve a problem that the person is looking for a solution for, then you're very likely to make a sale, get a lifelong customer, make an affiliate sale or make a sale of your own product. Google search traffic is also passive, so you can literally just leave the site once it's ranking. You can leave the site for a year and it will continue getting the traffic for you day after day, week after week, month after month. It just keeps coming for years and years, as is the case with many of my sites. So what actually influences which pages Google ends up ranking for a particular search term? So let's jump over into a browser, and I'm going to give you my opinion, sort of my findings on the main things that have an influence. Okay, so we're looking at the search results for this keyword best WordPress themes, or a key phrase rather. So best WordPress themes, you can see there are 4 ads here at the top. Of course, I'm on the Australian version of Google, so your results might be a little bit different if you're in a different country. But you can see that here the first organic, so not paid search result is colorlib.com. These are ads, so people are actually paying money per click to come up at the very top. Okay, so let's have a look here. So colorlib.com, then we've got IsaWP, then we've got Theme Forest, and so forth. Now there are certain reasons why these websites are ordered the way that they are. So let's take this key phrase and let's analyze it inside Ahrefs Keyword Explorer, and then we will have a look at the search engine results from within the Ahrefs tool. So we can see here that the search volume is 9,000, so approximately 3 search queries per day. That's on US Google, so worldwide it'll be probably 600 to 900. And so you can see in India it's 5.2, 1.9, and so forth. Keyword difficulty is hard, 42. But of course we can see that there are websites that are ranking, so it clearly is not impossible. There is always somebody who's ranking on page 1. So what actually makes these websites rank? So I'm actually going to open it in a slightly different view so that you can see it here better on the screen. Okay, so let me scroll down, and then so this way I'm going to put the camera in the bottom right of the screen, but you should hopefully still be able to see. So what I've done here is I've opened up what's called SERP analysis for this keyword, and yeah, so the search results here are a tiny bit different. You can see that IsaWP, code in WP are the number 1 and number 2 results. That's just because this is US Google, but a lot of other domains are the same. So I still have IsaWP, I still have Theme Forest. So we've got Theme Forest and IsaWP. So more or less, the results are the same. Okay, now there are certain things here that I want to draw your attention to, and these are going to be the basic concepts that we're going to be coming back to in the rest of the video. So in my opinion and in my experience, here is what determines Google rankings for a page: domain authority, page content quality, and behavior metrics. Domain authority. So let's talk about that for a second. Domain authority is called different terms in different tools, but in Ahrefs, it is DR. So DR, domain rating, sorry. And literally here's the definition that you can see here. Domain rating shows the relative backlink popularity of the website compared to all other websites in our database on a 100-point logarithmic scale. So the higher this DR is, the better is the chance that the website will come up on the, the higher it will come up in Google search results. However, you can see that that's not always the case. For example, there is a domain rank 78 on the 3rd position. Okay, so their domain rank is 78, domain rating, apologies. However, Theme Forest is 94, right? So domain with domain rating 78 with a lower rating seems to outrank Theme Forest, which has got a higher domain rating. So clearly it's not a very black and white equation. However, for now, as a basic concept, what is important to understand and remember is that this DR is an important metric. And this is determined by the sum of all links pointing to any page on the domain. So there will be millions of domains that will be linking to codenwp.com and to various pages within this domain. So all of these thousands, hundreds of thousands of websites all around the web, they will be linking to each of these domains. And in Google's eyes, the more backlinks from other websites a domain has, the stronger and the more popular this domain actually is. Right? We're looking at a very competitive key phrase here. So let's just look at a different example so that you can understand how it works with a much less competitive keyword. Okay, so let's look at it with the example of a keyword called morning affirmations. And this keyword morning affirmations has a keyword difficulty of 1 and volume of 3,300 searches per month on US Google. Now, what we can see here is that the number 1 position is occupied by the lawofattraction.com with domain rank of 70. And then we can see that there is even a website here on the 4th position with domain rating of 2. So this is a very, very weak website. However, they're still managing to rank on position 4 for this keyword. And that just explains to you and goes to show that it is absolutely possible for a website with very low authority, for a brand new website, to rank for some excellent, profitable keyword phrases if you do certain things right. Okay, so domain authority, just as a recap, is the sum of all links pointing to any page on the domain. Links from high authority domains are worth more. So let's just take a quick look here at the backlink profile for these 2 domains. Firstly, we're looking at the lawofattraction.com. I've opened it in Site Explorer in Ahrefs, and as you can see, they have 17.8 thousand backlinks. So there are 17.8 thousand links from various websites to this Law of Attraction website. And there are 2.87, so 2,870 unique domains all around the internet that are linking to this domain. And now let's look at freshaffirmations.com. They only have 286 and 32. So they have kind of like 100 times less, 100 times fewer referring domains, 32 instead of 2,000, compared to 2,870. All right, so they are a much newer website, much weaker website, and their domain rating therefore is 2.4 DR compared to 71. So 71 is the result of these 17.8 thousand backlinks, and 2.4 is the result of these 286 backlinks. So that is what domain authority is. Links from high authority domains are worth more, once again. So if when we start looking in more detail into the actual backlink profile, we might see that maybe all of these backlinks are actually from really weak websites, whereas these guys might have a lot of links from very strong websites. So that's another factor here. Okay, so the second factor that we talked about is page authority, right? And page authority is the sum of all links pointing to this page, this particular page that is ranking for that keyword. So for the morning affirmations keyword. The page that is ranking is freshaffirmations.com/morning. And we can actually see that there are 0 backlinks that are pointing to this particular page. And for the Law of Attraction website, there are 81 backlinks that are pointing to this particular page, not to the other pages on the domain, to this page that's ranking. And we can actually even open it up and explore it. And you can see all of the backlinks that are pointing to this particular page, okay? And you will see that this URL rating, it's the same as what I call page authority URL rating. It's the rating of this particular page. You can see that it's 26 for the number 1 result, and it is 5 for the number 4 result. So that's another reason why this website is actually below, why it's not ranking, above the lawofattraction.com. That's what kind of determines the pecking order there. However, of course, you will notice that there are some websites that have a stronger domain rating and URL rating. However, they're ranking below this weak website. So let's look at other factors. The other factors are page content quality. And I suspect that page content quality is the reason why freshaffirmations.com is actually ranking. So if we open up this page, we will see most likely that this article is an in-depth, high-quality article. And my suspicions are probably right. So what we see here is quite a lot of text. We see video. All right. We see that it's very nicely formatted. We see that there are images, and we can see that this page basically looks like a high-quality page that has had a lot of effort that's gone into it. And if we open this next one here and we compare content quality, we will notice that yes, there is a fair bit of text. However, there's not a whole lot of text. There are a couple of images, but this page, just you can tell that it's a higher quality page. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about when I am talking about page content quality. It's always measured relative to competing pages. So Google will always compare all of these pages that it thinks deserve to be ranked on page 1, and it will compare them relative to each other. And what actually constitutes a page with high content quality? Well, definitely, going forward from 2019 sort of onwards, what Google favors is long form content. So we're talking about 2,000 or more words, well formatted, good grammar, images, videos, table of content, and well tagged on page SEO with a good amount of keywords. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But for now, it's just important to understand that a page on a weak domain, a high quality page on a weak domain can outrank a bad page on a strong domain. So if we look at these next couple of examples, you will notice most likely that there's not a lot of effort that's gone into content here. Okay, it's just some images and so on. But this page here, Google thinks that it is very relevant, and it's actually put it above these other pages due to most likely content quality. However, there is also one last thing to consider here is behavior metrics. So behavior metrics are things like bounce rate. So what's the percentage of people who land on a page and then they just leave immediately? What is the stay time on the page? So for example, when they land onto this page, they might actually spend a lot of time on this page because they're watching all of the videos and they're scrolling through and they're checking out all of these pictures and they're enjoying the content. Versus if they just land on this page, they see it's a wall of text and then they bounce straight away, they leave, then behavior metrics might come into the equation. Google knows how many minutes people spend on the page, what they do, what they scroll, what they watch. So these site page specific and site-wide behavior and engagement metrics actually matter a lot, and they might influence the rankings. So you will sometimes see, fairly often you will see that a page on a weaker domain actually ends up outranking some of the very strong domains. And that's really good news for us, because it means for us, people who are not large corporate entities where just one person bans generally, or like family bloggers. We can create amazing content and we can put up a good fight and we can get traffic. We can rank above other domains and we can just get traffic through high quality content creation. So that is actually really, really good news for us. So let's just recap here. The main factors are domain authority, all right, and that's determined by links from other websites. And you do have some influence. We're going to talk about that in future modules, but you have limited amount of influence over how many other websites end up linking to you. There's also page authority, so links to that specific page. And you do also have some influence over that as well. We're going to be talking about that in future videos. However, there is an area where you can definitely have a lot of influence, and that is page content quality. So that comes down to the length of your content, how engaging your content is, behavior metrics, and on-page SEO, which we're going to be talking about in one of the future modules, and you have total influence over this. And that's, like I was mentioning before, this is actually really good news because it means that you can definitely fight and often win with some of the larger brands and rank above them and rank your content on page 1 of Google. So thank you for watching. I'm hoping that everything here makes sense. We're going to be referring a lot to domain authority, page authority, and page content quality. I hope that you found this basics primer useful, and I'll see you in the next video.